everybody. How are we doing? I literally just typed in Friday and then I let the, predictive text do the rest. So that's how you came up with Friday. The world is over. Um, Kind of ominous, given the fact that we got AI running mad. Now it's like most of the people of the universe do not even know how to spell anymore. They let their phone do it for them. They let their computer do it for them. I can't write in cursive. Well, whose fault is that? Oh man. But of course, as you all know, I saw an amusing image this morning on X. I still feel still feel weird saying something is on X, because X became for a long time the slang term for ecstasy, which was a pill you took at raves to make you feel all glowy and soft and warm inside. But it was this image. Apparently, it's supposed to be of this like kid with a stick, and he's poking at the Doctor Who logo. Where something was there originally, but they put the Doctor Who logo over it, turned sideways, or it's turned on its side a bit, And he goes, "Come on, do something." And he's poking it with a stick, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's what they should be doing." We're coming up on the anniversary of Doctor Who soon, and in November. Matter of fact, October 23rd is Fallout Day. October 10th was the date the first game was ever released, Fallout. And that was on October 10th, 1997. October 23rd, 2077, in the game universe, is the day the bombs fell. So they have what's called Fallout Day on October 23rd. And there's supposed to be all these big announcements and yada, 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 bang, bang. And I couldn't help but start thinking that November 23rd is just a month after this. And we haven't heard anything about anything. Now, I'm hoping we're going to hear something. Of course, the classic, missing episodes thing has got everybody, a bit riled up. But it's like, isn't it kind of weird this came right, when the fans are going, basically banging their heads, smacking their, stomping their feet and going, can we, get some news? Especially after you just said, oh, by the way, we're moving war between the land and the sea till sometime next year, which could be any time next year. It's they didn't even give a specific month, date, or anything. It's just we're moving it till 2026. Oh man, it's crazy out there. But good morning for y'all folks coming in. No, the world isn't over, but like I said, I just thought it was funny the predictive text did that, with, I type in Friday and then I type in the world and then all of a sudden it says it's over. I was like, okay, I'll go with that. Because I've been running out of titles anyway. I don't want to call something Doctor Who News anymore because it's not like back in the day when we had the program on and, we had a future for the program that was guaranteed. Now you got RTD running around grabbing all these awards for dumb shit, and it's like, the more and more I look at it, the more it does look like he's stuck Billy Piper in the end there just to put a stopgap on the show, to put a rubber stopper on the beaker, so to speak, or the graduated cylinder. So it's just amazing to me, that we've gone from, mega show to we don't hear anything about it. And of course, Shooty Got was already moved on to other things. Sadly, yeah, even though Eccleston is coming to Chicago TARDIS this year, he's only coming for Saturday only, and we sat down, and with all the weirdness going on in this damn country, we just decided we're not going to Chicago TARDIS this year. It's way too much weird shit going on in that area, especially some of the areas we'd have to drive through to get there. And the world's just gone, into a loop. It's Well, one thing that does puzzle me though, where's all the free Palestine guys when you had Hamas openly assassinating people on live television? Oh, it is. It's gotten scary out there. There's too many weirdos running around fighting for causes that have nothing to do with them. Um, you have to love how everybody's up in a tizzy because of ICE. It's like, guys, even I'm old enough to remember when Obama was deporting people by the millions. Yet this guy does it, and it's wrong. This guy does it, we're going to hold protests. And it's like, I'm sitting here going, weren't these the same people who were bitching about migrants taking their jobs just a couple of years ago? It's a crazy, crazy world we live in. Okay. Oh, all right. Thank you for. Got a little dry throat this morning. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I don't know. It's just a little bit crazy out there, so we're not going to Chicago TARDIS this year. There are a few local cons, but even then, I don't even want to go to them because of all the craziness. Like I said, I'll never set foot in the Comic Expo down in Cincinnati ever again because they managed to turned a convention into into what was the equivalent of a prison movie. I'm sorry, but I shouldn't have to go in through metal detectors, blah, 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 and, empty out my pockets or be so many feet from the building just to vape. It was just dumb. And then when the one time I came back in, you actually had this lady sounded like she was a prison guard in a bad, 70s, women's exploitation prison movie, screeching out, the instructions. It was almost like being in I don't know, the best way to describe it, I felt like I was in the video for Pink Floyd's The Wall, We don't need no education. It was like, and everybody just does it. I'm like, guys, the last few times somebody did try to bring a real weapon to a con, they have people as well as the officers and security, and they nailed them. So why do we have all this other garbage? Just because we can? And of course, prop checks because some people are imbeciles. Trust me, I ran into some people like that, where they'll bring in like live steel and all that into cons. I used to wear it all the time, but it never left my scabbard. It never left the sheath, and I even peace-tied it just to be sure. Just to show, look, this weapon is secure and it's not coming out. Well, I'm glad you're voting for a woman, Mark. But you do know this is wrong. You see, this was... sorry, misogynist bone just jumped out on me, didn't it? Why not? It's like, I would have happily voted for a lot of women candidates for stuff, but the problem is the ones we had there were like, I would have rather elected a 2x4 of wood because it would have been smarter. Kind of like, just to give you an example, you said that Vice President Dan Quayle, he was about as smart as a block of wood. I wouldn't have voted for that guy at all for anything either. Why didn't you vote for Kamala? I said, because she had no political experience whatsoever. And she couldn't give a straight line, let alone a speech. Not to mention she cackled. It sounded like a wicked witch of the West. The truth is I didn't even vote in the last election. And when I do vote, I think the last actual candidate I had that was, with a party, I think was like Obama. After that, I voted all independent. I died laughing because one of the last people I voted for was an independent candidate named Gary Johnson. I said, imagine if his name was Harry. Hello, I'm Harry Johnson. I would have had fits on that laughing. Imagine what the campaign posters would have looked like. Ugh. Do you have a Harry Johnson? Well, you need one. Vote for Harry Johnson. Like I said, if the candidate, I don't care if they're male, female, or whatever, if they have some kind of experience and they can show me they're intelligent enough to do the job, yeah, I'd vote for you. But Kamala, no. Just like when, what was his name? McCain. McCain pretty much killed his campaign when he brought up, what's her name? Sarah Palin, who couldn't even answer the simple question on a news interview of what her favorite magazine was without going into lockdown and talking sweating bullets, complete lockdown, just. And it's like you could tell she was not ready for that job. And McCain had already had like 2 heart attacks at that point. And I'm sitting there going, okay, one more heart attack by McCain if he gets elected president, and this person will be in charge of the nuclear football. No. Ugh. That was supposed to be last night, I thought, the secret Peacemaker episode. If it shows up, let me know, because I'll believe it when I see it. Because Peacemaker was airing on Thursday nights here. And nothing popped up this morning. I even double checked just to be sure. Unless it is on tonight, and I'll be shocked. But then again, James Gunn's a wily old bird. Maybe he did pull something out on us. We know he pulled something out on Jennifer Holland. Fuck him. And then that night, she learned the real reason he was called James Gunn. She plays hardcourt, but he plays hardcore. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Like I said, I'll vote for anybody, man or woman, as long as they show me they're competent enough to do the job. And that's why I even bother going to the polls anymore, because most of your presidents and all that for the past so many decades have just been puppets. They're middle management. They're there to take the blame when everything goes wrong. They're the fall guy, fall woman, whoever. They're not. I don't think they're really running anything. Like I said, like Trump. Trump was put there to be the savior of us all. And that's the part he's playing. But meanwhile, somebody behind the scenes is going, do, 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 dance this way, orange bread man. That's how it works. Everybody's still living in this dream world where we actually have a democratic republic. Guys, we haven't had one in years. Everything's bought, paid for, sold, and yeah, go look at the Grammys. Go look at who's getting stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for the last few decades. You pay some money, a council votes in your favor, and blah blah, and then you've got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and you probably haven't even done anything. Okay, sorry, I was just checking the comment box, and I just looked up and realized what time it is. Sheesh. Look at that. Baldus is a little more. I trimmed down some of Baldus today, but I can tell you, I didn't quite get down to the roots there. Okay, well, folks, I've got to get running inside. Like I said, I just glanced up and saw the time. I'm trying to keep these things around 15 minutes, so that way I can get inside and get to work with some time to spare. So please be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy your weekends. If we get any more news over the weekend, I will pop up, do a live update and whatever, but the way things are looking, I don't see it happening. But please take care of yourselves and enjoy your weekends, everybody. Have a good one.